You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Fashion Star After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Fashion Star After Show.
Whew, post-game wrap-up, that's pretty on point for what we just witnessed today.
Pretty on
I feel like it
point.
was a football game, you know, it's like final seconds of the last quarter, and it's just, where's that Hail Mary going?
I know. The anticipation was,
Awful.
fantastic.
No, it was
Crazy.
terrible. I hated it. Every
You
minute.
were stressed out the
I
whole
was
time.
totally stressed.
So,
Well, welcome everybody, fashionistas, GQ men, and everything in between. Welcome to the AFTERBUZZ Studios here in Los Angeles. This is a big show. NBC
Big show.
Fashion Star finale. I'm a little sad to say that.
I'm a little sad.
I'm
too.
so sad.
I miss you guys every Tuesday.
I mean, what are we gonna?
Right?
I don't know what I'm gonna be doing.
I don't either.
Speaking of doing, Bing is for doing.
Perfect.
Like that?
Way to
Sleight
get
of
in
hand. I'm your host, Christopher Jozeph, and sitting across from me, you already know,
You
Diona
already know.
Vaughan.
Diona Vaughan, your former fashion and accessories guru turned host.
Like we
Hello.
say, once in the blood, always
It's
in the
blood. It's
sister.
always
shake
here.
it.
I
You
can't.
can't shake it.
Shake it as much as I'd like to. I cannot shake it. So that's why I'm here for you guys.
Well, and before we go to your immediate right, we're going to come across the table, and it's the lovely PR fashionista herself.
Hey guys, I'm Virginia Reyna, and I'm just so excited to be here on the finale.
We missed you.
We missed
I missed you guys.
I
I
missed
watched
you.
it. I was like staying up in Texas, and I was like, oh my God, Orly's on. I was so excited, and I was like literally falling asleep. I was like, no, stay away.
I've been missing my little piece of arm candy right here.
No.
It's all good. And ladies and gentlemen, we've adopted him as our
Yes.
own.
Woo!
Bringing the gusto, it is Daniel
Yes.
Musto.
He could
Love
not
him.
stay away.
He can't stay away.
I
He
know.
loves us.
3
My
weeks
car
in a
is
row.
on autopilot. Actually,
Isn't it?
I go in and it just takes me here. And
Yay.
I've actually been here a few other days this week, but I just sat outside.
Okay, Daniel,
I
let's
saw-
call the stalker.
Yeah. Should we be worried?
Okay. Guilty.
Ay, ay. Well, what an amazing show. I
it was
mean,
great.
right off the bat, we have to give props. Congratulations to the winner of Fashion Star, Kara.
Applause.
I said it the whole
Sweetheart.
time from the very beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
I
From
believe you.
Yep.
From the ties?
from the
From the
tie.
the
It all
ties.
started
I
with the
just-
tie.
I loved her personal style. I always thought she just had a connection with who she was, and she had a vision, and she stuck to it.
She did.
I think she's got a clear, like, branding message, you know?
Her signature is absolutely
Love her.
apparent.
Love her.
She learned. She learned every
did.
episode, and you saw the lesson
She
follow
did.
through.
Every single week.
She listened.
Yeah.
She was humble. She listened. I mean, she put it down. And she sold to all 3 doors.
Yes, she did.
Which is
Yep.
pretty incredible. And we heard the mentors talking at the end. I mean, they haven't even done that.
Right.
I mean, they have specific markets that
Right.
obviously they're gearing to. However, they were making a valid comment to say
Right.
that the talent that Kara brought, and I mean everybody for that matter, is absolutely unbelievable.
She brought it.
They really
Especially
put it
toward
all
the
out
end,
on
you
the
saw a
line.
lot of
Yeah.
sparks fly.
Yeah. Ronnie came a long way. I mean,
love
he
Ronnie.
was from being glossed over, literally glossed
Yeah.
over
Right.
in the first 4
at least.
episodes,
Maybe 6.
5, 6, to just being exactly what they said. He was that dark horse, and props to Ronnie. He came a long way, and not to discredit my boy Zamiro.
Who Nicole likes to call Zamini.
Zamimi.
Zamimi.
I mean, he dialed it in. He
did.
did what he did. He designs per the market. For Macy's, he's designing on point. For H&M, he's designing on point. I look at him as an H&M designer.
Totally.
Kind of
Yeah,
period.
Yeah.
I think he came a long way. I think we could totally see his progression. I think
Yeah.
we could also see where he learned. He took the feedback and he really applied it to his collections. Because in the beginning we did, just like Taryn was saying, there were a lot of bells and whistles and a lot of extras, and he really started to pare it down. Just like Chanel says, you know, you get dressed and you take off one thing. And he learned that throughout the process. So that's
I think he learned what bells and whistles to include. You know, he kind of
Exactly.
stuck with the same one, so it wasn't like he was throwing them out at them every week. And he pulled it off. Because boys
did.
don't love bells and whistles unless they're really specific and they're familiar with them and they're not
they're
scary.
functional.
Couldn't agree with you more. Functional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A bell
Gotta be
or a
functional.
whistle maybe, but the bells and the whistles together.
Yeah.
Just hang
too
a bell
much.
around your neck. Well, starting right from the top, I mean, it's been a great run with the mentors, Nicole Richie, John
I love
Varvatos,
her.
props to John,
Ooh,
my boy.
sexy John.
And Jessica
sorry.
Simpson. And
Jessica's
speaking
just
of
so
Jessica,
sweet.
Yes, her collection.
check out Jessica. I mean, looking at her in a whole new light.
I know.
That bandeau top that you were talking about, I loved that. I want that. I
Yeah,
don't know
the
if it
first
would-
look out was by Cambria, our model, and she, it was definitely a top that we fabricated like within the week of the show, and we came up with it, and Tina, her mom, Jessica's mom, Tina Simpson, came up with a great look involving one of the necklaces from Jessica's collection to hold up the top, but then, you know, when you're designing
Interesting.
something last minute, things
So
don't
her
always
mom
stay
is
in
really
place.
involved?
Oh, her mom is heavily involved,
wow.
yes, just as much as Jessica is. So
Oh.
it's really exciting, you know, working with Jessica and her mom and her whole team, and they're all so
sure
great. But
that's
there's,
an
you know,
experience.
you have some pieces that require a lot of double stick, and look number one required it, but when it went
I've
into
seen a lot
production,
of that.
they perfected all the things that we found along the way. So it was interesting. I was hoping that there was no nipplage popping out, because that would
No,
have been
Nipplage.
good.
we
for
were nipple free. No wardrobe
They were.
malfunctions
This isn't
here
showtime.
at all. It was, and there, I thought that there was going to be a lot of movement considering the theme of her showing. I mean, that tribal dance and all that. I was like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
I'm getting ready here.
Very, very wearable.
I mean, all three designers styling all their collections for Jessica, John, and Nicole, they all were very flowy and organic, which was great because there's nothing more gratifying than seeing something hit the runway when it actually moves. Because when you're styling something backstage, it's structured like a suit, and it doesn't really come to life on the runway. You know, it just kind of walks itself. But when it's flowy and then there's, you know, the fans are going and just the energy and the lighting, it all shines through and things are sheer. It's so much more fun to see
bet.
it come to life because you're in this design room with these clothes for a week and then suddenly they become a whole different thing and
come
you're
to
not sick
life.
of them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're taking a life.
Well, here we are with the final three. The premise of the show is basically to have each contestant do a full collection per door.
Right.
And we start that off with Kara and Zamiro and Ronnie showing to H&M. Nikki has her points that she makes. And again, you know, I don't know about you. I wasn't worried about Kara going into this. I kind of look at the Saks store and the H&M door as being the two doors that blend more or less. Kara stomped it. I thought she just put it down right from the get-go.
Yeah,
to me.
I definitely think she won that round. If we want to look at each, you know, collection as a round, I think she definitely rose to the top. I wasn't so crazy about that layered dress. For me, I thought the proportion was a little weird. Like that first layer was like really like, you know.
The tier was off.
Yeah, the tier just seemed a little strange, but like it just her collection was very cohesive when it came to color, theme. Like you got it, everything tied together. You
My
know, which-
problem was the low crotch pant. I don't know.
Crotchety, I believe, is the word you're looking for.
the drop crotch pant.
The drop crotch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Trending
Maybe it's just
worldwide.
me.
Crotchety.
Yeah, crotchety.
You know,
I just don't like a low crotch pant. I like them to be super snug, but I'm a skinny jean kind of girl, as obviously, well, none of you guys
See-
can see, but I like them tight.
I think you like 'em tight.
I can vouch for that.
I think
Just
a
saying.
drop crotch pant.
Hang on.
I mean, I'm sitting on the same.
Oh God,
back pedal,
Chris.
back pedal, back pedal,
Wow.
back pedal.
I don't
Sorry,
think I've
mouth
ever
is
lied.
open. Insert foot.
It is funny because our iTunes people will be like, "What is really happening in that studio?" Yeah, the reality. Real quick, Chris.
Speaking of
yeah,
iTunes,
hit the iTunes thing, man.
Definitely find us on iTunes. You can find your favorite episodes. This one, obviously. You can rate and
Obviously.
comment, and believe me, we do read your comments. If it wasn't for the viewers, we wouldn't be here. So thank you very much. Keep passing it along to your friends and like us. Like us on Facebook. It means a lot. So
Like.
Gracias.
Big likes.
Well,
Big likes, big ups.
Real quick, what I was going to say about a drop crotch pant, I think that speaks to her like high level of aesthetic. Like I could see something like that in a Barney's or a Kieran Elizabeth, like something like that. But for H&M, it was a little it was a little too much for H&M, but I still loved it.
Plus, I mean, her aesthetic, she's very androgynous. Like that is her style. And for me, I'm just very girly. So that's why that's why I've always been like, oh, Kara, like, I don't know. It's just more menswear to me. And that, I mean, that's her aesthetic is
She's almost the Jekyll to your Hyde.
Right.
I'm sure that there's a time I'm sure
Yes.
that there's a time and a place for you to look a little androgynous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Make the boys wonder where the boobs
Not
are.
when you got double D's, Musto. That ain't happening.
That really doesn't happen.
Androgyny doesn't happen when you got girls like ours. I'm sorry.
I love it. From tight
Amazing.
pants to double D's. We're doing it big here.
The obvious.
It's late. It's late,
This is,
people.
It is.
It's the
Yeah.
finale.
It's like
Get it all
we're a little
out.
tipsy.
I'm telling everybody me and Virginia's bra
Just
size.
kidding.
Okay.
Wow. Segue to Nizmiro. I gotta do I gotta stress the after the
Well, now
last
that you know,
show.
now that Orly
I
taught you
know.
a lesson.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you,
props,
Orly.
Props to Orly. It was nice kind of hanging with you
I
here. She
know.
introduced me to a factory here in LA that I'm
Oh,
kind of excited about. So,
fantastic.
love you, girl. Sorry, we were playing without you.
It's okay.
Daniel. I
Listen,
know.
it's okay. I played without
Y'all
you.
all
You
played
saw
without
her
me
a
last
lot.
week.
and
I did. We actually had a lot of fun at the nylon party together. So.
I saw those
Saw that.
pictures.
You
I was
guys
like,
look great
thanks
on
for
the red
invite.
carpet.
How great was her jacket with the
Wearing
nylon
the
pink on the step
neon.
and repeat?
Super
That was
cute.
sweet.
Oh, the neon with the neon pink, it looks so cool. Her photos are great. I have my
She's a
photos.
little model
She
herself.
has
She's
hers, and we have
gorgeous.
some together, but the best ones are her alone because the colors were just so good.
Yeah.
No,
She's
it
hot.
was-
She's hot.
So here's one thing though. As we were getting into this first group, there were some comments made. When we were talking about Kara and Ronnie and Zamiro, and the one thing they said about Kara right from the get-go is she is very unique.
Right.
However, tailing that, they had mentioned that Zamiro, he had issues with execution.
Right.
And then worrying about Ronnie's versatility. So this was something that kind of set the pace. Watching these three last contestants go through the steps of tonight's show. I thought Zamiro did well. Here's the only thing though. I liked the second look. Wasn't a fan of the first and third. I liked the vest. I liked the shorts, and I liked the shirt that was paired with it. Other than that, didn't really hit home for me.
I have to say, I was a little nervous for him when I saw him doing the women's piece. I was just thinking,
I love the women's piece.
I did
Sorry,
too.
I
I take
was
that back.
nervous.
The women's
I
piece
was
I thought was
really
great. Love the
nervous.
vest. That was really unique what he did with the button on the
I thought
on
he
the
was
shoulders.
taking a risk. I really
That
did. I
was-
wasn't sure if he was, okay, like going off course, trying to do something for women, but he made a gamble and it paid off because they loved
he's
it.
proved that he's very versatile.
Yeah.
He has.
He
I
can go
think
the distance.
My problem with Zamiro is that they have such great-looking male models. I start looking at the models and I stop
know.
looking at the clothes.
Yeah,
I'm just
you
like,
guys
crap.
were, let's be honest, you weren't looking at the clothing. You
I
were looking at
was
the dudes and
Her tight
hot.
pants were getting tighter.
Hot.
Oh, now she's blushing. Look how pretty she is.
you're matching your shirt.
I know. This is like the
Sure.
third time tonight.
Just
I think
It is what
Zamiro
it is.
started off so strong as opposed to Ronnie and Kara, so he
did.
almost, when you start strong and you have to beat yourself and beat yourself and beat yourself each time, you're almost like, where do I go? So he pretty much
have to work a
just
little
he
harder.
He really raised
he
the bar
kept it
for himself. He kept it
consistent
here and
more.
that's it.
He kept consistency and then added details that switched it up. But he almost was creating a collection from day one, which he then
Absolutely.
expanded on throughout the season, as opposed to other people who
As
grew
like
and
Kara, who
completely
started
shifted.
with the tie.
yeah.
And isn't it amazing how her
She
ties
can
at the
only
beginning?
go up.
That's true.
Her best
Exactly.
idea in our consultations was when she was like, Dan, what if I use my tie from episode 1 as an accessory on the finale? And I'm like, let's do it. So we threw it in and it worked beautifully, and it made you realize why it all happened for a reason and why, it was such a great storyline as well without even, you can't
That's
write
just
that.
it. She told the story right from the get-go. But you do make a good point with Zamiro. Zamiro. I can count on you to correct me there. I think that if you put every episode together, his collections from every episode, it would look rather nice.
Yeah.
I mean, on a hanger, it just he
switch
really
the
put it
colors a little
together.
bit to
Yeah.
coincide
And
with
then
each
the
other.
structuring, that was a comment that was made later on by Macy's, but he did well. He did well. I've been
He
proud
did.
of that guy. And then we have Ronnie.
Ronnie.
I love Ronnie.
Mm-hmm.
He's my
Love
fave.
the vest
Still.
and the shirt.
Ronnie
and
was
the
missing some
skirt.
color, though.
He was.
That
Kept it
jumper
neutral.
was
He
really cute.
played it safe when it came
He
to
went
color.
black. He went
He
gray.
went black. He went gray.
I did like the little pop color though, with the it looked like the blouse underneath the suit and the vest. I thought that was really well done. That was my favorite piece in that collection. But
Is that the one? Yeah, with the double lapel, and then he
Yep.
did
Yeah, the
he
double
did the
lapel.
tie of the fabric. Which I
Right.
like.
yeah, yeah. So that was cool. Going into the second group, this is for Saks. Here we go with Taryn, and Taryn definitely made Tehran. That voice of his.
I love his voice.
It's crazy.
It could. I mean, when I say "put me to sleep," I mean that in a good way. It's just so soothing.
He needs to do voiceover.
Yeah, like
like-
Disney's gonna be calling next week
I know,
for
right?
voiceover.
like
For like Lion King
yeah,
8.
exactly, exactly.
Lion
It's
King
incredible
8.
just to listen
I've
to.
missed like 4 of them. Oh my
He
god.
did.
James
Simba
Earl
gets
Jones.
married.
Exactly, James Earl Jones.
James Earl
replacement.
Jones.
Oh gosh, it's so true, isn't it?
I
He's
know.
like the
His
white
voice
James Earl.
is just
He is.
fantastic. It's
He
just
is.
melodic.
Could serenade and be like,
Wow.
He's got a pan-
This guy tonight.
Taryn's got a
"No, I
panty
just
dropping
mean it's Taryn."
voice.
Anyway, so
his
we're
pants are
getting
gonna
on.
be
So
tighter.
it's Ronnie, it's Kara, it's Demiro, and Taryn Schaefer. So what?
We lost you again.
So again, Kara, no need to worry about this particular door because this is who she is.
That's her niche.
She is Saks. She takes it just a little bit further, and it paid off for her. I mean, that dress
That
with the tie in the
dress.
back.
Oh, it was
Are you
beyond.
kidding me?
Loved that
The
dress.
Slamming.
trench.
And the trench, I mean, the blend of fabrics. I mean, from the
great.
skin. I'm guessing it was just a cotton.
Yeah.
Some type
Do you
of
know what that
cotton,
was
but-
made of?
I don't.
No.
I mean, if it was yesterday,
But I mean, you
if
can
it was
obviously-
yesterday, I meant
You
my,
can
my
obviously
memory
tell
lapses.
the difference from the skin to the cotton, but I mean that trench
Yeah.
was kick in.
Yeah.
Kara, my God, that was
I can't
awesome.
believe a girl who, when we're being filmed and we're consulting with each other and we're talking about what she's gonna do, and we're kind of talking her through the process, and she was so scared of doing a dress in the beginning.
Really?
And you know, and she almost said it under her breath, like, "I think I'm gonna do a dress," and I was like, "You could do it. Like, just cut the crotch out of the pants and make it longer. Like, we're gonna do this. Like, it's all good." And now here she is designing like Oscar-worthy gowns.
Yeah.
How does
That's
that
great.
Well,
the
and this
detail.
was the pant. I mean,
What did she call it? Is part skirt, part pant?
It was
I
like
think
it was like a
that's how she-
skirt. It was like pant
A
or a
skirt.
dress. It was more.
Like a
it was almost like a
scant.
Yes.
It was
scant.
the-
Call it
yeah.
what it is.
Scantily clad.
Scant.
Yeah, I mean, and it worked. I mean, I wasn't sure when I was kind of like her. I need to see it walk again. I need to see
Right.
how it flows. But when that piece hit the runway, wow, that flowed. That thing worked.
Wasn't Talisha wearing that? I think
That
she
garment.
Was, right?
It was
Yeah.
so
Worked.
because it covers your crotch area where a lot of women have problems with pants because you're either too hungry for it or you look like you have a wiener. So like it's one or the other.
No,
unless-
you
unless it's
didn't.
separate.
You
I
went
did.
there.
I did.
You went there.
Not you being the two of you, but you being the world. But when you cover that area up, it don't matter what your hoo-ha's doing under there because
I like to refer to
True.
it as Lady Town.
Lady Town. Taking the. I'm gonna leave that one.
can't say I'm a citizen of Ladytown.
This is awesome. Wow. Just to finish up this group, Zamiro. He nailed the theme. I wasn't a big fan of what I saw, but as far as a beach theme, yeah, he
I didn't like the look with the red
It
pants and the
worked.
printed top. I
it
wasn't
worked.
crazy about
Yeah,
that.
it's just like I say, what I found out, and like I say, props to Zamiro. I love where he's come from. I love what he's doing. This guy he's going to do some great things in the fashion world. I just noticed that. Kind of comparing myself to him, I found that the reason why I was having such a hard time kind of getting involved with what he was doing is just that's not where I am. I focus more towards a Saks, and he's definitely that H&M, but he nails it.
yeah. Right.
Even
He
with
does.
Saks, Taryn mentioned how the bells and whistles were too strong, and
Yeah.
I think that we're at a point in the finale with the top 3, we're at a point where they all understand the body so well, and they've perfected it. And once you understand how to dress a body, you can then switch the bells and whistles. Once you have the shape down and you flatter the figure. So I think he's accomplished that. He just needs to know when to chop a button off.
Yeah.
Right. When to
And he
edit.
did it.
It's all about
He
knowing when to
listened.
edit.
He listened.
I mean, he's an H&M customer. I ran into him at H&M in New York. Of all
Oh,
days.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
well, I'm
that's
like
funny.
in the city for Fashion Week, and I'm in the basement of I guess the one in Soho with my dad, and look who comes around the corner.
That's
Around the
Checking out,
around
he's
the khaki
checking out his
jackets.
merch. He's
That's
checking
funny.
out the goods. I would be too. I'd be
Market
like,
research.
Really? Exactly. And speaking of merchandise, obviously we know that we can follow these designers. I mean, especially Kara. Her collection is going to be within all 3 doors. But a little something about buying, Diona.
Yeah. Oh.
You have a little, you know a little something with Amazon.
I know a little something,
Talking about
something
buying.
Amazon. So talking about buying. So for all you AfterBuzz fans out there, if you are already making your purchases on Amazon.com, which we know you love to do, so you can shop
I do.
for, clothing, accessories, books, you name it. You can get it from Amazon.com. What we're asking you to do is check out AfterBuzzTV.com, and you click on the Amazon affiliate banner on the website. And what happens when you do that, we get lots of little kickbacks, and it keeps the lights on, it keeps everybody here, it keeps the mugs in the pantry, and it's a win-win situation. Yeah, it's a win-win
Keeps
situation.
the Jack Daniels in my
Champagne in the
mug.
glasses.
So we just ask that when you make your Amazon.com purchases, that you actually make them through AfterBuzzTV.com.
Mucho.
And it's
gracias.
great.
Danke
Yeah,
schön.
thank you. All
Danke
right.
schön.
So
Thank you.
back
Gracias.
to
Appreciate it.
our
Come
Back to
now.
Ronnie.
back to the
Ronnie
recap.
is
Back to
Back
Ronnie.
to us.
Yes.
So pattern dress. He's got a bit of a sequin evening.
The white
dress.
suit was my favorite.
The white suit.
I
It
loved
was unique.
I loved
That's what
it.
I found. I found he really pushed himself.
He
in
did.
Stepped
this.
it up.
I really like the suit.
He
I like the
did,
suit.
but the
But-
feedback that he got was that each of his pieces were great to
Yeah.
stand alone, but collectively they
As a
really
collection.
didn't show as a cohesive collection. And I kind of agreed with
No, I
Caprice
agree.
on that. Like I didn't see the
Props
synergy.
him for standing up though.
Yeah.
For himself.
Yeah, he did.
He got behind his designs and it was good. I kind of looked at Ronnie as being a little bit timid throughout the contest, and then
Not
he
anymore.
just no way. That boy stood up. That man stood up.
Well,
That man stood up.
You know what? It was, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like Ronnie was one of the few people in the competition that he worked with major designers like Zach Posen, Ralph Lauren. Did anybody else
This
in
was the first
competition
that I
work
heard
for
that.
work or intern for someone like that? Of
He
that caliber?
had a lot under his belt, more like working with other big designers. I think our other designers have done a lot on their own. They sell to boutiques on their own. He had the education and the mentorship from other huge designers,
Yeah.
not just John, Nicole, and Jessica. So
Right.
his mentor list is a lot longer. So you're definitely right.
Yeah, he
the
went to
training.
school up in San Francisco. They have a really good school for fashion design up there, and after that, that's when he got these really cool internships.
Yeah, because when I
Sorry,
heard
I,
that, I
like,
was like,
Googled him.
oh, I
Are
was
you a
really
stalker?
I might be a
impressed.
stalker. Sorry, Ronnie.
I'm telling you,
He loves it.
this girl here, she's got it all dialed in. And when it comes to fashion, you don't get much by you. Don't get much by you. I'm gonna have to hire you.
All right.
FYI.
Me too.
AfterBuzz
Do it.
TV exclusive.
Yay.
Careful. Tread lightly.
Oh,
Welcome to my team.
Yay.
bring it, sucker. Bring it.
Oh, I like it. Two guys fighting over me.
You like
what
that?
more do you want?
And
It's okay.
the
We
double
actually
Ds,
all,
it's the double
we all
Ds.
work good together. Designer, stylist, fashion PR. I think it's a win-win.
I
do
think
too.
we're
Yo.
golden. No competition. We're all here to help each other.
Absolutely. Win.
There's another lady at the table. Thank you.
Buyer.
Who's here?
Ah, see, I told you.
We're on a green
you're
screen,
Never,
we can't
I
see
told
you.
you, you're never out of the game. You are never out of the game, girl. You might say you're not doing it anymore, but I see that gleam in your eye every time you talk about
Well,
fashion.
let me just talk about it on camera, and I'd be very happy with
Yes,
that.
yes.
Very happy with that. Hire me. Okay, sorry. Style.com. Anyway, moving
Go
on.
to, girl. Right over there. Group number 3. Now we're hitting it into Macy's. So we've dealt with H&M, Saks, great showings into Macy's. This is like the granddaddy store, retail outlet of them all.
Yeah.
This is America's
They're the
store.
conglomerate.
They are.
I spent 9 years working
You
for
would know a
Macy's.
little something about that,
Yeah.
right,
Mhm.
Diona?
A little something. Yeah, Macy's.
Tell
Well,
us a little bit about your
Well,
experience
let's
with
see
Macy's.
here. I
let's get a
started
little
the
juice.
executive training program way back when, but
Okay.
no, my career at Macy's, I did the executive training program. I was in product development for a while. I started out in young men's and boys, actually. Then I moved over to accessories. I became, merchandising. Then I moved over over to Bloomingdale's because it's within the same, company.
Bloomies.
So yeah, it was just
Makes me think of Friends.
did some buying at Bloomies for accessories.
Big brown bag.
Then I went back to
Extra
Macy's.
large.
I know, extra large. Went back to Macy's to do more product development for intimate apparel and accessories. So
That sounds fun.
it's been a long time there.
Intimate.
How long were you there?
About 9 years.
I was gonna say because that's a lot.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
bouncing
That's
around.
a lot.
Yeah, and then when the merger happened, that's when everybody jumped ship. That's when I went to Liz
Gotcha.
Claiborne, and when I was at Liz, I worked on Juicy Couture.
My God.
Juicy. Fit 'em alone.
And the Liz
Juicy.
Claiborne brand, yeah. I helped launch the Juicy Couture fashion accessories, which was a
Wow.
lot of fun and
Good
a lot of
you.
hell. And then
Paid off.
and
So wait,
and
the
then
little charm bracelets.
all that
Wow.
That's
stuff. And
That's a lot of stuff.
and then I went to Express out in Columbus, Ohio, and that's when I wanted to kill myself.
Well, you were in Ohio.
Was it Express or was
Express
it Columbus,
people-
Ohio?
It was both.
Did the Express people hook up with the Abercrombie people? Because aren't they all in the same
Well, they used to be.
neighborhood?
They used to be, but yeah, they're no
Inbreeding.
longer part of.
God.
Yeah.
I could
so
see the
Part
Express
of the
girls with
models.
the Abercrombie boys.
Yeah.
That's when I wanted to
Interbreeding.
shoot myself. Yeah. Yeah, that was
the
tough.
Well, welcome back to LA.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
nice to have you
I'm
back.
where I'm supposed to be.
Next
Yeah,
to
yeah,
me.
yes,
Talking
yes, you
about
are.
fashion instead of crunching numbers about it. So how about that?
Sweet.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's a little more fun on this side, right?
It is a lot more fun.
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Talking about fun, we've got Kara who comes out rocking a black dress. This was interesting. Daniel, did you see this dress up close?
I did.
What fabric was it? Was it a skin she was using in cotton or
It
polyester?
was-
Or what was it?
It was It was like a synthetic-y, polyester-y kind of like, because
Okay.
it laid well on the body up top, but it really held its own on the bottom when it went A-line.
Yeah.
And she was so worried about it because she thought it was just gonna look like a black piece of
Like a
nothing.
muumuu?
So she, like
great
like
shape.
a cropped muumuu,
Like a cropped
like a muumuu for the
muumuu.
sexy loser.
Yeah.
So she took the hem up a little more in the front, sloped
Okay.
it in the back, and gave it a really cute little shoulder, and
thought it
then it
looked
turned
great.
into what it was.
Thought it
And I think it was all about, once again, the movement on the runway. It's all about how it walks.
It was
Yeah.
very wearable, and what the other thing I liked about it is that women of different shapes and sizes could wear that dress, which is important,
Well, and that's Macy's. You kind of cater to the all-American.
You do, because the average woman in the United States, she's not a 4 or a 6 or a 2, what we see here on the West Coast or New York. She's like a 12 or a 14. That's middle America, and you've got to appeal to that customer, because at the end of the day, they're the ones, they're doing all the shopping. I mean, not that we aren't, but LA and New York, we're a small microcosm of the whole country and the rest of the world. So I thought that was good.
Very nice.
I agree. I'll
do
agree with
too.
you on that
Me
one.
too.
Yes.
Ditto.
Let's agree. Let's all
I
agree.
agree.
Are we all
Agree?
agreeing?
Are we all in
Agree.
All
agreement?
concur.
Consensus?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yep.
On to Zamiro. Sweater, polo, and a woven.
I love that polo.
The polo was interesting.
I want to wear it Memorial
Yeah, it was
weekend.
graphic. Yeah.
Better go
the
get it
blocking, the color
you know
blocking on
what?
it. It was, I mean, that is Macy's
Very
stamps.
Macy's.
Capital M-A-C-Y. I mean, that is Macy's.
And you can probably appreciate this, Chris, because doing a knit is a lot harder, especially when you're putting a graphic print together. Like lining it up, it's a knit. Like a woven, it's a lot easier to do that kind of stuff. But a knit, it's
I
tricky.
don't like knits.
Knits
I
are tricky to work
I love
with.
wovens.
But you've got to deal with the dyeing and the cutting and the angle. It's,
Yeah. No, it's definitely a little bit more difficult. And he did it well.
Yeah, he did
You
it very
know.
well.
And he used colors that aren't too dramatic and drastically changing
Well,
from
see,
one
and
to
that's
the
the
other.
thing with guys. I mean, we just
easy.
don't shop like women. We're
No.
different.
Simple
Hit us up with
creatures.
neutral colors.
I'm a simple
nothing too crazy. You know, you don't
got
see
gray
a lot
and
of
black.
pinks. I
You
mean,
got some navy and some khaki. Yeah, right?
These are
good.
our
Simpletons.
standard colors.
I
I
know.
mean, we don't get too crazy. There's a
fussy.
small percentage of us that will peacock with some
And those
color.
that percentage is like a contestant on America's Best Dance Crew.
Had to be there.
Yeah.
I missed that whole thing. I saw something happen to my left. I'll watch it on
She was,
playback.
yeah. We'll catch you back. Yeah. Whoa.
We'll send that clip to Randy
dropping it low.
Jackson tomorrow.
Dropping it
Down
low.
to Lady Town.
Popping a hash.
Oh, I wasn't getting to Lady Town now. Come on now.
I'm
Things are
keeping my
getting
hands up
weird
here out of Lady
here.
Town.
I'm just saying. Normally it's me. I think you two are definitely.
Getting red over there, Chris.
I can't help it. I'm sitting across from this guy.
Yeah. Wow. See what you do?
I
It
know, he makes
happens.
me giggle.
Lady Town gets
Giggle.
crazy. The earthquakes come in, the hurricanes
Wow.
set in. Forest fires.
Musto.
Bringing the gusto in a major way.
Okay, on to the next thing.
Talking about gusto, Ronnie enters in with his
That thigh-bearing dress. I love
yeah.
it.
Thigh.
I like the tux.
I love it.
I like the slim tux. That was again my pick. I just thought it was interesting. He's doing the dresses, yet I was looking at the suits that he put together tonight.
It's almost like they said his individual threesomes didn't work well with each other.
coexist.
Right.
But his 3 collections for all stores kind of worked together, and you could tell what designer it was.
Right.
Maybe
If you took like the suit from H&M, the suit from Saks, and the suit from
you know
Macy's,
it was all by
there
the
you
same
go.
dude.
Right. Well, because he looks like
There's
he
your
pared
collection.
down his Saks collection. He pared down that same collection for Macy's.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, it all flowed. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Right.
Just because it wasn't within the same store, it's interesting the way that that you can kind of pull pieces
Well, I
from
mean,
each place and
right. But
put them together.
think about
That's
when we all
fashion.
shop, you know? So you can go into Neiman's, you can go into Saks, you can go into Macy's, and you'll see Donna Karan.
Yeah.
You'll see the same brand, but, you know, depending on how the buyer has bought things, you know, some pieces will
True.
be similar and some will be different, but it's all the same brand. So
That's kind of how I
same
shop
idea.
too.
Yeah.
I don't always get my bottoms from where I get my tops. I mean, I have a specific couple stores that I go to specifically for my wovens.
Right.
And I won't go anywhere else. And then my pants, it's another door. And I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. Each designer has their own take on it, and we like our fits the way we like our fits. You got to find it.
My little H&M's fitting me perfectly tonight. It's just roomy enough where I can eat those M&Ms before we pop them there.
Yeah, we don't know nothing about that. This guy was a sugar fiend back there.
I
We heard
need
that-
it. I'm working so hard. It's late.
Sugar rush, sugar rush.
So wait, I have a question since we have 2 men here tonight. I want to
Nope.
know what you think about Zamiro's collection.
Zmiro.
Are they pieces that you would wear? Is it your style? Do you think he really hit the nail on the head? Are these things that would catch your eye, you know, going into H&M, Macy's, or Saks? Like, what do you think as a consumer?
I'd
Starting with
say that the beginning few episodes, when he was going more towards H&M, I was all over it. I would wear those blazers that he was putting together. As the shows flowed, I lost my like for what he was doing, but I liked what he was doing in the beginning. I'm not a Macy's shopper. That's the thing, and Macy's was starting
Really?
to buy
You're not a
more of his-
Macy's shopper?
I'm not.
But
I'm
like,
not.
what? Tell me what brands that.
I love H&M.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I love going to Zara.
Give me some
I
of your
love
designers,
Zara.
though. Like, give me some of your favorite designers.
Gosh,
'Cause
the
I'm gonna challenge
designers
you.
the designers I'm giving you are not H&M. They're not. I mean, I love D Squared. I like Tom Ford.
Okay.
I
Love
like
Tom
Armani.
Okay, then you're not a Macy's customer. I was going to
Yeah,
challenge you,
that's
but okay.
that's no.
He's
that's
almost
where
either
my
low end or high end, and it
Okay.
depends on the
Because,
occasion.
it's
yeah.
like
Right.
it's like high end street going into contemporary and
Okay.
the luxury brands.
I feel you. So you're more of a Bloomies.
But I like
a Saks.
as you heard me say D Squared, and those
Right.
are my Canadian brothers. Props to them. I'm not being biased or anything. I just really like their.
They're great guys.
Dean and Dan.
Spent
I mean,
time
they're.
and they're
their
so
stuff
fun.
is amazing.
They're
You've
little
spent
fu-
time with Dean and Dan.
Oh yeah, they're firecrackers.
Oh my God.
We love them.
They're amazing, and I mean they really do keep to their roots. I mean, there's Canada written all over. There's a lot of Canadian influence in there, but they're not afraid to push the envelope and get a little extreme at
Yeah.
times, and I like that. I like to do that, but still be able to ball it up and take something unique and blend it with traditional. I love that. I
How
love
would you describe your line or like your aesthetic for you personally as a designer?
My line is more the way that I put Vocari together was I kept it clean. I looked for a gray area within men's fashion. There's a lot of bells and whistles out there. It's been getting cleaner. I concentrate on unique fabrics as well as traditional fabrics, and as well as complicated fabric combinations. I like pushing the envelope a little bit, and now's the season to do that. I mean, you're seeing a lot of skins paired with maybe gosh, what, tweeds,
Linens too.
linens,
The skins, totally.
suedes, velvets. And I've
Love
taken a
velvet.
lot of those fabrics and I've put them together. Right now, my line, my autumn winter line, is more of a vintage military inspired line. Keeping it clean, but juicing it up a little bit.
Nice.
You know, I have some interesting lamb cashmere blends with skins.
It's fun to
that I'm
do. Like
excited about.
everyone says color blocking is so important. I think fabric blocking is just as important. You could do the same colorway, but with all different fabrics. And then it just kind of separates and pops and gives you that edge. And
Yeah.
it's fun.
No, it's cool. But not to get off I mean, we were talking about Zamiro. What's been your...
I always said to Zamiro, because he would, he'd come to me and he'd be like, what do you think? Like, I talked to you in the design studio, it's 3 days later, how many days later, what do you think of what it became? And I would always tell him, I could see it when I'm photographed for a carpet or for a television show or videoed or interviewed, I could see myself in the full look because it's very great on camera. But his pieces are more fun to have in your closet and throw with your Levi's, or you have like a pair of fun, like
Layering
military
pieces.
cargo shorts, you throw his polo on with that. So it's a little more of like the everyday guy clothing that everyone has.
All-American.
And you throw some of his stuff in there and it just kind of melds together. So that's where I see it fitting into my lifestyle.
There you go. Thanks for everything.
I actually think
I
we have
believe
a-
we have a phone call.
Oh.
Why don't we patch this caller through? Hello, caller. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, my legends. It's Adrian here.
Hey, Adrian. How you doing? It is the
Oh,
finale.
I'm doing good.
What did you think?
And,
Give us your thoughts.
well, honestly, I think the right person won.
Yep.
We would agree with
Me
you.
too.
Absolutely.
And like you said earlier, she was the only person, at least in the finalists, that got a buy from every single buyer.
Yep.
Besides, I think Nikki, I think she was the other person that got a buy from every single one before she got eliminated.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
was there anything that really stood out for you tonight? Anything that really caught
she was,
your eye?
for Kara, she seemed like the type of designer that's adaptable. Like whatever the client wants, she can probably get it done, and she showed it.
Good call.
Look at you paying attention.
Nice feedback, Adrian.
Props to you, brother.
Look at
You've really
you.
been watching.
No, it's so fun to hear what everyone has to say, because we've been waiting for a while now to let this news out, and it's just so exciting to hear that people think the right choice was made, because there's shows where you see the winner and people aren't so happy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think everyone wants to see her smile, you know? Kara has the cutest smile
She's so
ever.
sweet.
And I love
to
her
me,
story.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Adrian.
Oh, like to me, like when since Orly was eliminated, to me, like if I wanted to put in WWE terms, Chris knows me from this. Like
Yes,
Orly
I do.
was more of like Orly was more like the Steve Austin
Ooh.
on Fashion Star.
I like where you're
explain.
going.
I don't know what
For
this means.
WWE virgins, please
For
explain.
those of you that don't know World Wrestling Entertainment, Steve Austin is a legend and was known for being a badass.
Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Okay.
Stone Cold
Okay.
Steve Austin.
I did love Orly.
So Orly definitely, yeah. I'd say that she was the little badass of the group, and I liked it. She was a firecracker.
And of course, before I let you guys go, I just wanted to say thank you guys for accepting me from WWE.
Of course.
WWE Raw, because when WWE Raw was going on hiatus, Chris said, "I'll be on Fashion Star. Check me out." And I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I'll check it out. And honestly, there's a good crew here, so I'm looking forward to season 2, and you never know, I may make an intro for you guys too.
Well, thank you so
thank
much,
you so much.
Adrian. Those are very kind words, and we do appreciate your viewership. So keep doing it, man, and
Keep
be listening
tweeting.
to the next show that we're going to.
Oh, and one last thing for Chris, I am doing the rough draft for the WWE Raw intro. That's for June 4th.
Well, I'll definitely catch up with you on that.
Thanks for
Bye,
calling in.
Adrian. Thanks for
Thank
calling
you.
in.
Thanks,
Bye.
Adrian.
Have a great night.
Do we have any more callers from the booth? No, we're good.
No callers.
Okay. Well,
I have a question for Musto over here.
Ooh.
Musto.
What would you like?
What would I like? Well,
could I
get at your
here's-
disposal?
How may I help you?
If you can answer, so who was your favorite designer to style? Like who was just easy?
Dun, dun, dun.
dun, dun, dun. We are on tonight.
Easy. I mean,
Who's
they
your
were
favorite?
all pretty easy to pull for, but it was that last crazy moment before the models go on the runway where we're doing the final accessories and we're just tweaking it and making it
love this.
perfect. And
No, keep it
Are
going.
you giving me a
I was
PC
like,
answer?
I don't know. It was just, I mean, when I made Kara happy, I saw how happy she was. And it was literally like coming home with a good grade for your parents. And you just like, are like, I got an A+ and I'm an F student. So like.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, that is my final answer. So Kara was so much fun to please. But of
Okay.
course, then there's people like Zamira who you do something to accessorize or complete an outfit and you take a weight off their shoulders and they're just like, thank you so much for thinking of that. You know, like I'm thinking of so much. I have so many voices in my ear. Thank you for clearing that for me. So he was also really great. And then Nikki would just, you know, she'd hug you and rub up on you and be all excited too. So everyone gave you a different reaction, but I think Kara and Zamira were the most fun to please and
That's cool.
One last on the spot question. Do you think the right people went home at the right time? Was there anybody you were like, oh man, you know what? They went home too soon. They should have stayed.
I thought Edmund had more to offer.
I agree.
But I think he hesitated a bit. But I think he's figuring things out and his whole world, and it's all coming together now, and it maybe allowed him to have that time before the show came out. And also Lizzie too, she has such a like, you know, her brand, and she's out there for such a good cause, and she comes from, you know, there's not many designers I know out of like Portland, Oregon. So it's fun to see what she has to say and just see her like come over the feats of dressing people from warm climates, because she's not in that climate. Poor thing.
Yeah.
Who was the little one with the hat? What was it?
Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
So are you going to make me talk about him?
Well, based on that comment.
Well.
No,
I'm just kidding.
He's another firecracker. You know, it's just.
He's colorful.
I think he needs to learn to budge a little bit. I almost feel like he may need to work under a few designers and see that it really takes somebody, you know, learning from the people around them and taking their criticisms and, you know, stepping up with everybody. I think he was a little too set in his ideas.
Well, you know, you bring up a good point. I spoke about this way early in the process, and I was just saying, you know, being relatively new to this industry, the one thing that I've never paid attention to is the snobbery. And you often find yourself, or times where you find yourself around designers that just, they're not having it. It's like, I'm a designer, and they put themselves on this pedestal and the nose goes up, and I'm like, where does that come from? You know, I mean, now what's been some of your experience? I mean, you're a stylist, so you're seeing it all.
When I was an apprentice, I often, you know, with clients and with stylists I worked with, there's a lot of, they were beat up on when they were in my shoes, so they then feel like they need to pay that forward. But I feel like paying it forward is all about like changing it. You know, just because your parents had to walk 3 miles in the snow to get to school don't mean they need to
I'm
force
from Canada,
you to walk.
I can actually
say
say
what I mean?
that's true.
So I think that it's so important to learn exactly what you don't want to
lesson.
be like. And you learn that lesson on behalf of the next generation, and you take these new assistants under your wing. I refuse to be mean to anybody. Things happen. There's a million tasks a day. 1 or 2 of them might flub up a bit. And there's nothing more gratifying. You'll also see a lot of people that work for others, and when they do a good job, they're never commended for it. But if I put someone on a task and I say, I need you to dress so-and-so, bring it back to me for approval, there's no better feeling than saying, looks perfect. There's nothing I would do. They go home ready to come the next day and do a better job. And they might get a free pair of shoes or something along the way, too.
Happy employee is a productive employee.
Important. It's so important. It's so important to do favors for all these people, and
Well,
when
you
they're
do
ready to
such
go
a
into
good
the
job.
wall.
And
Like
give
you're
without
giving
expecting.
back to our school, which is amazing because like FITM loves you, and you know it's so nice to be able to give back to people. Because I know like when I was a visual communication student, I would be like, can I really be a stylist? Like, is this even possible? Like 1 in a million makes it, but like you're doing it, and just being able to like go back and talk to people and just be like, that's what I wanted to do and do it. It's just
There's so many people
amazing.
when you're a student, you want to be a stylist. It is very hard to become one, but it's only that hard because people are so mean. So if we're all just a little bit nicer, and there is a place, you know what I mean? There is a place, and I always make sure that every email that comes in to me, like looking to work for me, either becomes someone that works for me or I pass it along to 10
That's so good to hear you say that.
I just
No, I wouldn't be able to sleep with myself. I raised my voice once, and I like went home and I was like, Mom, I don't know what to do. Like, who do I need to apologize to? What do I need to do? Because it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't fit me. It's like wearing a shoe that's
I
too
think
big.
that's great. You should feel proud of yourself for having that
Thank you.
attitude, because a lot
I
more
love
people
all
need to have it.
my peoples that help me. I couldn't do it without them, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
Good for
I
you.
often look to Jessica, I always have, even before I worked with her, that she's such a really good role model as a boss.
Yeah.
Because she literally all of her employees are her friends and her family, and she can keep it that way because she appreciates them. She lets everyone do what they're supposed to do and commends them at the end of the day.
There you go.
That's the way business works, and that's why it's worth $1 billion.
Jessica, we needed to get you in here, but you
know.
know, you were
right? Well,
preggers with your baby.
You're mama now.
She's here in spirit.
Congratulations
Yeah.
again. But,
We love you, Jessica.
and that's the thing. I mean, it's all about nurturing. Give without expectations. You know, it's when you give and you expect something in return. It doesn't. Then that's not authentic.
Yeah.
No, I just did the, they interviewed me for FITM for the blog, and my last line says, the world will work in your favor when you do favors for others.
Yep.
And it
Everything comes back
literally,
to you. It's the
like,
universe.
do a favor when you can. You know, it's a lot more fun than sitting at home doing nothing. So go help somebody out.
It's true.
Yeah.
Carry a rolling rack for your friend.
I had a random act
something.
of kindness
Only
the other day.
only
at
ask of others what
Starbucks,
you do
holding
yourself.
What
a
did you
door.
do?
So, well, this gentleman actually held the door open for me. We go in, and as we got up to the line, I was just like, "Hey, I'll buy your coffee."
that's
You know,
nice.
and it turned out that he's this big publicist here, and we got to talking, and I mean, we're talking about me, we're talking about my wife, and it was
You
just
never
like.
know.
You never know who you're. Listen,
be nice
you
to
never know
strangers.
who you're standing next to.
I'm a big
Be
believer
nice
in that.
to strangers.
Be nice to strangers.
Be nice to
Absolutely.
everybody.
Well, it's
You
everybody.
never know who you're running into,
That's
who
just
you're
it.
talking
I would
to.
never have guessed that this gentleman would have been this big publicist.
Yep.
And I was like,
You never
oh
know.
My God.
And that's today's lesson on AFTERBUZZ.
There you
Yes.
go.
Morals.
You can always
We need
get
a
your
lesson, a
big
daily
lesson.
lesson. I like the daily lesson.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, so true.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial, and when we come back, we're going to chat a little bit with each of us on the panel about what we've got going on next and bring you up to date. With that in mind, we'll be right back.
Hey everybody, John Comerford here. I've got my Mad Men with me.
Kevin Undergaro.
Phil Svitek. For all you fans of Mad Men, we're your AfterBuzz TV hosts of Mad Men. Every Sunday right after the show, 9:30, we're breaking down the episode.
You can also check us out on iTunes and YouTube the following morning. We're going to get into the imagery, the symbolism, the structure. We give you all the information on Mad Men that the other podcasts out there don't.
Very insightful. You're gonna love it. Check us out. Please.
Hello, everybody. We are the LA Complex crew, and we are here with Andre Fuller from the LA Complex, who plays Caldrick King. And you can catch LA Complex every Tuesday night on the CW at 9 o'clock. After that, come to our AfterBuzz TV show, where we do a recap of the LA Complex. We talk about Raquel, we talk about sex tapes, we talk about, you know, relationships, and you can catch us live at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, AfterBuzzTV.com. If you can't catch us live, go ahead and swing over to YouTube the next day. You can rate, you can comment, watch us. iTunes, same thing. Download, rate, comment, and we would love to hear your feedback, and we love to support, guys. So please, please, please support us and support the LA Complex. Buzz you later.
Guys, this is the AfterBuzz TV crew for The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Woo! Don't forget to tune in every Monday night at 8 p.m. to see
Adrienne Barrow,
Diona Vaughan,
Susan Hahn,
Giselle Ugardi.
Buzz
you later!
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Wasn't that interesting?
Yep.
Talking about interesting, we have some Gamefly news. Ronnie in the booth, my brother from another mother. You want to tell us a little bit about what this Gamefly
Have
is?
we became brothers? All right. Well, I will. The unfashionable Ronnie here.
Please.
I will.
Stop saying
You've
that.
grown
Well, you
with
guys
us
educate
right from the beginning.
No, I know. That's what's really crazy
You
about
have.
it. I listen to what you guys say because it's all good stuff. Anyways, I will tell you about Gamefly.com, which is really cool for, you know, if you're a podcaster, you're probably, you know, you like this type of thing. There is a 15-day free trial for Gamefly.com. You go to Gamefly.com/AfterBuzzTV. And if you're kind of like, I know what Gamefly is, but I really want to understand it more, Netflix for the video game world. So for all the consoles, it's the
I have
Wii,
Netflix.
Xbox, PlayStation, the whole deal. So it's just, you know, when we find out great stuff like that, we try to pass it on to you. So Gamefly.com/AfterBuzzTV. It kind of reminds me of when Diona would have all these, you know, promo codes or whatnot to Macy's. So I feel like, Diona, you stepped it up. So I try, you know, in the booth.
Thank you.
The unfashionable tries to help out as well. So
glad I
that's how I
inspired you.
do.
That's how you do.
Oh, when you do well, Ronnie.
I'm
You're a
trying.
Come
doer.
on, man. Wow, man, I'm telling you, AfterBuzz TV, we are all over the place.
Yes, we are.
We are growing. We are growing. Speaking of growing, Diona,
What you want?
I want to know what you got going on.
Wow.
What have you got going on? What can we expect? I mean, this is a finale now for everybody who's watching us tonight. Do you have any other shows that you're doing, first of all?
Oh, and before you jump into all of that, I just got a conversation with the great Phil, after Buzzer.
Yes.
He wanted to also let everyone know that gamefly.com/AfterBuzzTV, that allows you to get the 15-day free trial. So just to really break
there's your incentive.
Yep.
There's the incentive.
Xbox Connect,
15
Wii,
days.
Booyah.
all that. Okay.
Booyah.
What do I have going on?
What you got going on?
What do I got going on? Well, you can find me here at AfterBuzz on Monday nights doing The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Starting this coming. It's good. It's juicy. You guys have to tune in. We keep it real.
Yeah.
And then also
Something like that.
Don't flip this table over, whatever.
Yeah.
prostitution whore. Sorry. Flashback.
She said that to me earlier.
And then also coming this Sunday, you'll find me on the AfterBuzz show for the new season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Because we just ended Chloe and Lamar this past Sunday, so that's going to be new. And I'm not sure what's going to fill my Tuesday nights. Let's see what else. You can find me on my website, go2girltv.com. That's GO2 girltv.com. I like to think of myself as a go-to girl. Whenever people have questions about just the most random things, I always have an answer. And not only do I have an answer, I have a budget answer. I'm all about saving people money. I'm all about doing stuff like whether you have a question about house paint or handbags or a hotel, I got the answer. So if you check out my website, I've got all of my favorite sites, my go-to sites. I also have a lot of social media coupons and deals and stuff like that. You can click directly on them. You don't even have to think about it or search for it. It's all on my site. And hopefully, hire me. Someone will hire me to do new and fun things.
We can vouch for
I'm not kidding.
For new stuff. There's always room.
So, I've got some other hosting things in the works for a beauty channel. So,
So you are busy. You are the go-to girl.
I try.
You're living up to it.
I hope so.
Well, it has been a pleasure having you here. You've brought amazing strength from the buyer's side and your experience in the fashion world.
It's been a lot of
amazing
fun.
having you here.
Thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun. And I
Mm-hmm.
know we're not. This isn't the end.
Oh no, this is just it for this show.
Season 2.
Season 2, we're back.
We are back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So.
And Virginia, what you got going on?
What am I up to?
Besides the fact that Daniel and I are fighting for your love.
Yeah, I mean, I love that.
In 9 months, we'll find out.
She's like, what did I do last night? Oh my God.
That's what that was.
That is something a guy does not want to hear. I'm just saying.
You're right about that.
Yes. Oh, that's what that was.
Amazing.
Really trying.
Okay, moving on.
What?
Yeah, so I'm doing just a lot of.
That's funny.
I did not
9
want to hear
months
that
early.
joke.
9 months early.
Absolutely not. I'm doing a lot of freelance PR work, a lot in downtown, and I'm working really closely with FITM because I love that school so much, and so I do a lot with the Alumni Association. We actually have our mixer on Thursday. We have a hosting mixer. If you guys want to come, it's tomorrow at the Den.
Hello.
The Den of
We love the
Hollywood.
Den.
Yeah. The Den of Hollywood at 6 o'clock. Yay, everybody come out and see us. And then, I'm kind of working on this new concept called DTLA Girl because I am the downtown Los Angeles girl that kind of knows a lot that's going on. So that's something that's kind of in the works. And then, just doing red carpet interviews. I'm going to be at the MTV Awards coming up in June. So,
Very cool.
yeah. Have a lot of stuff going. And I have a few other things in the works. My friend, she owns a magazine down in Texas. And so we are working on possibly getting a new fashion blog going up with getting a lot of clothes donated to me to style. So it should be fun.
As long as you're going to be part of the, men's power, bringing attention to men's, I'm all with you.
Oh, I can bring attention to the men.
Yeah. See,
no problem with that.
I like confidence.
She has it.
Yeah, you do.
She exudes it.
Well, and to you too, Virginia. It's been amazing having you. I know that you were a bit of a latecomer, but you're the fashion PR. I mean, you exude it.
You're all over that Twitter, girl.
I love it.
All over
And
that
it's
Twitter.
because of you that we actually had the contestants of
Yeah.
Fashion Star coming in, and we have Daniel
you.
Musto sitting across from us. We had Orly sitting in here. I mean,
I
Happy
miss
to be
you,
here.
Orly.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
She
just
missed
you're-
you too, don't you worry.
She's cutie, yeah. She'll be back.
Minus that she called me out. I was watching early when you called me out on the trend predictives. I'm just letting you know.
I liked it. I was like,
oh, I want to call in.
she is sitting at home with a
Yeah.
pillow
It's
over her
okay.
head
She
right
flubbed too. She told me that when she called in the first time I was on, she had no idea that Talisha or me were here. So like she was talking as though she knew it was happening, but she said she just had a few too many drinks in Miami and was sitting on the floor in her hotel room, not really knowing what was happening.
That's awesome.
So that's why she was a lot of fun, but a little out of it. So
that's
we
funny.
got you early.
She, love that girl.
And what do you have going on, mister?
Yeah, tell us what's happening.
What have I got going on? I'm really excited. I just finished sketching up and putting the tech packs together for my autumn-winter line
Yay,
for
tech
Vocari.
packs.
Woo,
I'm
tech
working
packs.
towards, yes, tech
That
packs.
sounds
Aren't
like
they
fun.
fun? The least bit of fun that I like. I just love sketching and getting my inspiration from various places. But I'm working towards ENK, New York City.
I'm working on some
so
stuff for
much
you
fun
in that
there.
vein too.
That's July 22nd to 24th.
It's so overwhelming.
I'm
Good
really
for
looking
you.
forward to it. And that's really going to be the formal debut of Vocari. If you go to my website right now, vocarifashion.com, you'll see the spring-summer 12 line on there. I'm keeping the autumn-winter line under wraps for
proud of you.
right now.
We're
Keep
so
it
proud
secret.
of you.
It's been amazing. I've been blessed. I developed I only developed it back in August of 2011, and I did it in 2 months.
Wow.
And I appeared at the CMAs in 2011 and the Grammys 2012. I mean,
Look at you.
just I have an
Killing it.
amazing support
It's meant to be
system.
happening. That's
Yeah.
why it's
It
rolling.
is.
so
I
quick.
just thank you to everybody who's been supporting Vocari.
Gratitude,
it's just been incredible. And I swear, open mind, open heart, and you will not believe what happens.
Fantastic.
So I'm really excited. Lots
Good for you.
of great things happening.
Good.
So
And
yeah.
on to Daniel.
And Daniel.
Oh, boy.
The Fashion
What you
Star
got going
guest.
on?
Well, we officially announced second season Fashion Star, so I'm set to be doing that this summer.
We're excited.
Yay.
When does
We're
it start
excited.
So
filming?
wait, you shoot this summer?
Don't even know. I think that they're all still figuring that out. I'll probably find out last. But it's okay. I'm ready. I'm ready. Call me.
Good.
And then on Monday, I start prepping the new show Ready for Love for NBC that
That's
Eva
with
Longoria
Eva
produced.
Longoria.
And it'll be Juliana and Bill Rancic will be hosting, so I'll be taking
Really?
care of
I
them and
love
all
them.
all the contestants. And then we have the contestants being the females, and then there's 3 celebrity bachelors, including the lead singer of the Plain White Tees, and there's an athlete and an entrepreneur, and then we have
Where
3
do I sign up?
I
3
remember
celebrity matchmakers. We've already chosen our girls, but season 2 because I
I
know we'll have them.
remember
It's gonna be so good.
She's like,
I remember seeing the casting for that too.
I do
And I
too.
was like, another dating show.
I'm sure every
remember
girl I
that.
know is going to be swinging by my office. Just
Swinging
scoping
being
things
the,
out.
Well, if
key
you
word
need
there.
help with
Where's,
any kind of
where's
assistance,
your
let me
office,
know.
Daniel? We'll see.
I can't tell you. And then I also was just asked by Huffington Post to be writing for them now, covering fashion for
Congratulations.
weddings and such.
That's
because
fantastic.
they hear that I'm like
Nice.
in 10 this year. So.
And they just want a Pulitzer Prize, so that's fantastic too. You know.
And I hope
Look
they
at you.
want to let me borrow it for a week. So I'll be doing that. And then, of course, my Coco Perez's weekly, and I write for HollywoodLife.com.
Look
And
at
then you
you.
have.
I love Coco Perez, by the way.
It's
I'm
so
like
fun.
obsessed with it. Yeah.
I
all
nod to
that.
the 90s, and I get to like talk conversationally about Clarissa Explains It All and Boy Meets World, so it's a lot of fun. And then, of course, I'm Us Weekly Fashion Police every other week. So I guess
Oh.
tomorrow you'll get to see
didn't
some
know
stuff
that.
I have to say about some people I shouldn't be talking about.
Us Weekly
Do you
Fashion
ever feel bad
Police.
about that? Like,
I
and then
do.
run into people like, oh, so
Because
sorry.
I do look at the other people on the panel, and they aren't necessarily in the celebrity like stream out here. And here I am, like a friend of, like I've had friends of mine come up as the worst dressed, and you're like, what do I say? How lightly do I need to tread? Like, so
Well,
you
I
kind of
think,
just
yeah.
poke fun at the whole concept of the whole reason why they made it onto the.
Right.
And it's just
the bad
one
pages.
outfit. It doesn't represent
No.
their total
No.
style.
We're not even.
It's
We're not.
one
Let's talk
day.
about body shapes or or
It's
any
just
of
the
that. It's all
clothes.
just about the clothes that they chose to throw on
As
their
a
bodies.
designer, that's the one thing that makes me weak in the knees. And it's like, on the red carpet, fashion disaster. Whoa. It's like,
I know it's scary. It's pressed.
You
them.
know, it is.
They'll love seeing you come back up from that. So.
Exactly.
Right, but I mean,
It's
some
like the
people-
Rocky story.
When you criticize them, I mean, look at Jessica and those like jeans that she had. She still talks about, like even in
Sure,
the show,
she makes fun of it.
still
It's
talks about
hilarious.
it. But
Yeah.
And
it,
isn't that the thing? Thick skin, let it run off
Exactly.
your
You
shoulder.
make fun of
just-
yourself, you let it go.
I know
Don't
direct from
take
the
yourself
horse's mouth that
seriously.
she, you know, she endured all that, but when a fan comes up to her and tells her how much that she's changed their life, that's it for her. She's like, I don't care what anyone says. That one person matters. So
of course,
that's what sticks.
Go, Jessica. We love you.
Her.
Yeah.
And
she's my mentor.
For anybody who's new and watching us for the first time, the finale, and you should be. Daniel, how can people follow you?
Oh boy, there's all different ways. You can follow me on Twitter at Daniel R. Musto. And you must do that. It stands for Robert, my dad's name. And then you can go to danielmusto.com where you can see all like fun images and background stories and videos.
Pictures.
Thank you. I do this stoic look where I'm like super sexy, and then you'll see me goof out on the pictures
slang
page.
for Zoolander.
And you can also write into me any fashion questions you have on there under Dear Daniel. So that's a lot of fun.
Cute.
And then Facebook, of course, just Daniel Musto on there. Find me. Ask me anything you want.
Very
I
cool.
put a lot of
He's
fun
accessible.
updates. Lots of behind-the-scenes stuff that I'm probably not supposed to talk about, but I do anyway.
Well, that's all right.
Oops.
We like that. Daniel, it's been an absolute pleasure
Thank you
having
so
you here. I mean, 3 weeks in a row.
Thanks for cutting me off
We really
before I told
have
myself
adopted you as our own. So
I've had so much fun. No, it's so exciting to look forward not only to Fashion Star, but then to seeing you guys after. So
Yeah,
that was
thank
cool.
you.
Thank you so much. Your support.
Can't wait to
It's
see you next
been
season.
Incredible.
Thank you.
Yes.
And just going around the table, Twitters, Diona.
At Go To Girl TV.
Virginia
Reyna.
There you go. And I'm Christopher Jozeph. You can follow me on Twitter at Vocari Fashion, Fashionistas, GQ Men, and everything in between. Thank you so much for following us here at AfterBuzz TV. You can follow us on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV for all of your news and gossip and what's going on with your favorite TV shows. We will be back for Fashion Star Dos.
Season 2.
Yeah.
See you then.
And we're excited
Summer,
about it.
fall, something like that.
Until then,
Adios.
thank you so much.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.